Okay, first up, for the basis of what this reading is about for you guys, you have the Six of Pentacles, and then you have, clarifying that, you have Enlightenment, which is Judgment reversed in this deck. Then you have, in your current energies, you have Knight of Wands and Strength. You have what's coming in for you. You have the Magician, and that's clarified by the King of Pentacles reversed. Your challenge regarding the situation is the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups. And then what's recommended for you, you have the Star reversed and the Ten of Wands reversed. Now, this is like... I really feel like some of you are kind of picking up some kind of pieces, or maybe not even just the pieces, but I think you're kind of almost like trying to move forward or on a new path with something. But I feel like it's almost like, I don't want to say friendship or personal changes, but I think it's something, I kind of really feel like it's something a little bit to do with the way you are with other people or how people treat you. I kind of get that feeling, but let's kind of delve a little further. Let's see where this kind of heads a little bit. Now, with the Six of Pentacles here, this is all about kind of giving and receiving. It's about trying to be balanced with something. So the basis of whatever this reading represents for you, it's about you either giving to somebody else or you receiving help. But I really, really kind of feel like this is you almost giving to a situation. It could be people, a person, a situation. This could represent some type of charity or some kind of going above and beyond for someone. Now, typically the Six of Pentacles, when it's upright, is the person, he's there, he's helping these two people, and it's supposed to symbolize that, he's okay, but he's able to help them in a good way. He's not losing anything in a way. He's not, it's not detrimenting himself to help these people. He's doing it out of the kindness of his heart. And it's not like a negative thing with him. But because you have Enlightenment here, the Judgment in reverse, I kind of feel like some of you might have been involved in a situation where you were helping somebody, and I think you might have known that it was not in your best interest, whatever this represents for you, that you were giving a little too much of yourself, even though you went into it with an open heart, with a good heart, and with good intentions. Because I feel like here you were going into it with good intentions, but I think how it turned out or how it kind of proceeded, or it didn't go maybe quite as planned as far as you're planned. Because I think with the Enlightenment reverse, I think you're not almost answering the higher call to yourself. Like, I think that whatever was going on regarding this, you might have been getting a little bit taken advantage of, or you might have been putting a little bit too much energy into it, or it just wasn't quite balanced. I think you were trying to keep it balanced, but it wound up being a negative aspect in your life, and it actually was a big negative aspect. That's how I want to say. And I feel like it almost took you back a step, if that makes sense, because Judgment is a major arcana card. So I think that your goodwill, your good faith, you're wanting to help somebody or a situation with something, almost backfired on you, unfortunately, if that makes sense. But I do think you went into it with good intentions. I just think whatever happened, it kind of wasn't quite what you were anticipating. But in your current energies, with the Knight of Wands clarified by the Strength, I think you're almost in this active energy now. You're kind of moving forward. You're kind of trying things out, because the Knight of Wands, to me, he's a little bit, I don't want to say he's all over the place, but he's willing to, I see him as very social. I see him as somebody that's kind of trying different aspects, trying to figure out what works best for him. Like, he has an idea, but I don't think he's so set on the idea. Like, he's willing to kind of get to where he needs to go, however he gets there. He's a little bit more flexible with the journey, which I think is extremely important. And he's willing to try things. But I think with the Strength, I think this is saying that you are potentially hitting up against obstacles. And I think, to me, the Strength is all about kind of that persistent, that, that strong, persistent energy where you're going to have a problem, something's not quite going well, but Strength, she's an extremely good troubleshooter. And I feel like the Knight of Wands, out of all the people in the, of all the suits, I feel like he's a good troubleshooter as well. He's a little bit quick on his feet in a sense. So I think you're in this energy currently where whatever this represents, and I'm not going to say this hole you're digging yourself out of, because that sounds so dramatic, and it might not be that dramatic for some of you, but whatever this kind of situation is, I think you're in this energy now where you're a little bit more flexible. You need to take action on something. You're trying different things out, but I think because the Strength here is clarifying this. I think it's something that you know is going to take a little while, and you have to be patient and you have to be persistent. And you have to almost like, I don't want to say not be the driving force, because you're the driving force, but you're doing it in a subtle way, in a sense, if that makes any sense for you, you know? But what's coming in for you in the near future, you have the Magician, and that's clarified by the King of Pentacles reverse. Now, I feel like with this situation, I think you're almost like coming from this King of Pentacles, I don't want to say chaotic energy, into the Magician. I feel like this has spurred, because of whatever, to me, whatever this unbalanced situation was, I think it kind of left you a little bit of, I don't want to say this chaotic energy, but I feel like you might have, because in reverse, the King of Pentacles, he doesn't have his shit together. He's a disaster, you know. In upright, he's very stable. He's financially secure. He's very, very, he knows what he wants. He's very confident in himself. He's very content. But I think whatever happened with this situation that this is about, I think it kind of left you maybe financially a little bit not secure. Maybe you have some bills, you know, there's things going on, and it left you maybe in this energy of this King of Pentacles, where you now need to, you know, reverse, where you now need to kind of pick yourself up again. But the Magician is here, which is amazing, because I feel like this is saying that you have everything that you need. You're trying to figure it out, and especially because you have the Knight of Wands here. To me, he's like he figures things out as well. So the Magician is also, you know, a showman. He's trying to figure shit out as well. Like he's doing it. He's going to put some stuff over here. He's going to get the rabbit out of the hat. He's going to see how it goes. So, but this is all about kind of creating the destiny you want, or creating the future you want. You know, you have the base elements, and now you have to figure out how you're going to put it all together to make something, to make your dreams come true. So this is beautiful. And I think that this is spurring, because it's almost like you had like, I don't want to say like you were leveled, because I don't think it was that, but I think out of the chaos comes order, in a sense, because the King of Pentacles reversed to me is a little bit of this chaos. You know, it's like the unhappiness, you know, the financial issues or whatever. But through that, I think you're actually really kind of seeing the long game, or the long haul, or whatever, the long-term stuff. And I think that you're now trying to figure out all the aspects that you have, and how to kind of blend different aspects of your life more effectively to kind of get out of this chaotic situation, whether it's financial, whatever it is for you. Because I do think some of this could be a little bit more like financial, or even time, or even energy draining. But I think now you're in this trying to figure it out kind of stages, or what you're coming in for you is this taking your power back in a way, and kind of realizing the good aspects that you have going on for you in your life, and realizing how to merge them together, or to balance your time, or balance different things, where now you're gaining yourself back, in a sense, and you're kind of like fixing stuff. Is that what I want to say? Let's just simplify it, that you're kind of fixing this disaster over here. But your challenge regarding the situation is the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups. Now, the Ace of Swords is all about new ideas, kind of being a little bit inspired, new ways of thinking. So I think, and with the Two of Cups here, this is about you know, harmony with other people. It could represent love as well, but it's that kind of just that harmony, that balancing out with other people, and even a situation. Sometimes the Two of Cups, it's because it's all emotionals. The cups are emotions, so it could even be a situation. Maybe there was something that you loved, or you thought you would love, or you always wanted to do, and it didn't quite work out. It drained you, it screwed you, and now you're trying to pick up the pieces and figure things out. So your challenge within this is, I think, it's to have, maybe get out of some old way of thinking. I think whatever this was, it, you know, I don't want to say it did some damage to you mentally, but I think it kind of was a little bit of a moment. Let's call it for what it is. And I think now your challenge is to maybe think differently, maybe move past certain things, kind of tap into your creativity, because I feel like these swords, especially the ace, is like that new initial spark, or that creative ideas, or those thoughts, you know. So maybe let your thoughts flow, maybe let them kind of flow in different ways. And this is clarified. So the Two of Cups, I think it's your thoughts maybe regarding other people or other situations, because I do think some of you kind of got the short end of the stick over here. I think some of you, things didn't quite work out entirely as you anticipated, or your hopes, because I really feel like whatever this was, you had really good intentions for this situation, but it did not transpire the way that you had hoped it was going to. And I think that when that happens, we can hold grudges. We have this slime residue. It's like that ectoplasm from Ghostbusters. I think like when bad stuff happens, there's like this invisible plasm that kind of sticks to us of negativity or like hurt or upsetness. And sometimes it's hard to wash that off because it's in your mind. So then it like coats your brain or whatever. So, and then it coats everything. It taints everything that you do. So I think that's going to be your challenge, is to try to like get some of this like negative ectoplasm of misery and suffering out of your mind and off your body, and to maybe even open your heart up to either collaborating with somebody new in the future. It doesn't have to be right now, but even just open yourself up to potentially meeting other people, potentially feeling that you can engage in this situation maybe in a different way in the future, and trust that you're not going to get screwed or expect to get screwed again, because sometimes that's the hardest thing, because then you might be blocking yourself because you're like, okay, I've seen this before, and the last time I saw this, it sucked. It didn't work out in my best interest, so I don't know if I want to involve myself in this. But you never know. Sometimes you give it a try a little bit again, and it could work out really good for you. So that's the challenge of life. We don't really know. We roll the dice every time we get out of bed in the morning, you know? But what's recommended for you, I think, because you have the Star reverse here and the Ten of Wands reverse, I think the Star, to me, the Star reverse in this is saying that I think you lost faith in yourself, because the Star upright is about hopes and dreams and about kind of healing and everything. But I think in this situation, whatever happened, I think you lost the faith in yourself or your capabilities, or even faith in humanity. Sometimes it could just be faith in other people as well. So I think this is saying that you need to acknowledge that, and I don't think it's saying, like, get over it, you know, because I think whatever this is, it's going to take a little bit of time, because I think you're having to almost, like, build again to a certain degree. But I think this is saying just acknowledge that, and maybe don't be so closed off, or if you're engaging with other people, don't automatically assume the worst of them. You got to get to know them first, you know, then you can assume the worst of them after you know them. But, and if it's fitting. But also the Ten of Wands here, I feel like the Ten of Wands here is saying that you have to know what burdens, in, you know, the Ten of Wands in reverse, you got to know what burdens are not actually yours. Because I feel like with this energy here, you might have been taking somebody else's BS on. And I think you were doing it obviously with good intentions, because I really feel like good intentions were here. And you know what they say, good intentions pave the path to hell, or pave the road to hell. Or the hell is paved by the good intentions of others. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I just feel like this might be having to... Even, you know what, also I'm kind of getting here with the Star reverse, I wonder if some of you needs to recognize, because in a way, this is about healing and everything. And I think the Six of Pentacles, in a way, is about healing and helping as well. You know, you're trying to help somebody else through their bad time. You're trying to help them better themselves. And I think this might be saying that you need to recognize that you're not doing it to people that are going to drain you, or to situations that are not beneficial to you. And I'm not saying that to be selfish, but unfortunately sometimes in life we meet people who are just messed up, and they're just going to be messed up for the rest of their damn lives. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can just wish them well. You could, you know, pray for them, hope that they get their crap together. But some people will, you know, and at that point, you know, if you can help them out and they're kind of doing what they need to do, you know, hey, that's wonderful. You know, you're doing a great deed. But some people are just going to use you, and they're going to take. And I know some of you out there, you know exactly who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about. So I think this is saying that you need to make sure that you are balancing your good intentions out, and you're not letting yourself get screwed. Because I feel like whatever this was, I really feel like you probably knew, because with the Judgment in reverse, you probably knew you were kind of getting screwed a little bit, but you're like, oh, no. It's going to be okay. I can help this person. Or I can help this situation. It's going to be okay. Yeah, there's red flags. There's one right in front of my face right now. Sirens are going off, you know, but it's going to be okay. I could do this. No, it's going to be fine. It's going to turn out great. You know, I'm helping somebody. You know, that kind of energy. But I think the Star is saying that you need to recognize if you go a little bit above and beyond for somebody or a situation that's really not balanced. And I think this is saying that you need to trust in yourself a little bit more, but also do not take on extra responsibilities that may not be yours, you know. And some of you could be doing this because you don't want to feel like you're a bad person or something if you're not helping. And that's like, you know, I understand that. And I think that's like very admirable, that type of mentality. But you got to watch yourself too. Sometimes, you know, like sometimes people are just not really, you know, they're disaster. And sometimes they got to learn for themselves. And I hate to say it like that, but, you know, life is like the school of hard knocks. You got got to be an active participant in your own life. And some people are not actively participating in their own lives. They expect other people to do it all for them. So I think that this energy is saying that whatever happened, I think you're figuring it out. I think you have a lot of good things coming in for you with the Magician. I think you're really kind of getting it together again, but you still have some healing mentally to do, and even with your heart, because the Two of Cups here is about kind of that heartfelt thing. But don't take on too much, and you have to acknowledge when something is not quite in your best interest or would be helpful or healing to you, or you have to stop. As soon as it starts getting a little like red flaggy, a lot of red flags, you got to like be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to cut it off here. This extra burden is not really mine, and we're going to go from there type of stuff. So, but let's see what else we get with the rest of the cards. Okay, first up we have Peacock Spirit, Let It Shine. And I you know what? I honestly feel like this is all about kind of, I feel like it's kind of coming between this, you know, the strength here in your current energies with the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands, he's also very confident. So I think that you're coming from this maybe with a renewed sense of self or renewed confidence, or almost like a willingness to, I don't want to say get out of a comfort zone, but try things a little bit differently. And I think that with the strength here is like, you know, it's going to take a little time, but you have that strength and you have that persistence and dedication to something. And I think what's coming in for you with the Magician and even this King of Pentacles reverse, I feel like you're trying to almost, I don't want to say make sense of the chaos, but figure things out where it's more order in a sense. And you're getting your stuff together in a way, but you're trying to create something much better in a weird way. So I think in that, I'm getting the Let It Shine is like, you just need to let your capabilities shine. Because I think with the Magician here, I think you have a lot of capabilities. You just need to kind of put things together in your life a little bit differently or play around with certain aspects. And I think that's going to be extremely positive. Because I definitely feel that, I don't know. I just feel like because you have the Star here is recommended, even if it's in reverse, and then this base of the situation, I just think you have a very good heart, or you have a lot to share with others. And I think you need to not hold that back. I just think that you need to recognize potentially situations that are not worth giving your star to, or your light to. Is that what that's what I want to say. And this is number 46, if that resonates, if that means anything for you. Now you have Blue Lace Agate, Find Your Calm. And I think within this, I think because your challenge is the Ace of Swords, so I think even the Ace of Swords could be like negative thinking, you know, if it's in your challenge. And even with the Two of Cups, you could be a little bit, I don't want to say heartbroken, but you could be a little bit feeling that, you know, maybe you're going to get screwed again, or feeling down on yourself for allowing someone into your life, or something into your life that kind of just wasn't quite good for you, or didn't quite have your best interests. But I think this is saying that you need to find your calm. And I really feel like that's also going with what's recommended for you with the Star. I think that you need to, if there's a lot of chaos, and if it's not really your chaos, you don't need to take on some chaos that's not really your chaos. It's one thing if you walk up to a dumpster fire and it's actually in your backyard and that's your dumpster fire, then you got to deal with it. But that dumpster fire, if you're just driving by and you don't even know where this thing came out of and it ain't yours, and you really don't need to be the one putting it out, I would say just let it burn. You know what I'm saying here? Find your calm. You don't have to be Captain Save-A-Ho. That's how I say it, okay? You don't have to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Some people really want to help other people, and they really truly have the good intentions, and I think that's beautiful, because a lot of people actually do get help from other people in their time of need. But I think sometimes you have to, what do they say, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, or something. Know when to kind of just, you know, fly in there and help somebody who really is willing and accepting of your help, but know when somebody's trying to take advantage as well. That's what I keep getting. I really keep getting that some of you got screwed a little bit in this situation. Now you have the runner in codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. So this might have been you were pouring your energy into somebody and they just weren't giving it back to you. They kind of maybe always were fleeting or flighty or, not really, or trying to be codependent, making you feel guilty about something when they're not even trying to do anything with their life or whatever. I just really feel like it was very one-sided, that you were trying to be the one to help somebody or a situation, and you were not getting much back from that situation. And now you have forgive and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And I think this is extremely important, because I do think there is forgiveness and learning here. And I definitely think from whatever this is, you are going to be growing. And I do think it's going to make you stronger, because you have the Magician here. I think you are going to become a stronger, more capable person that's more aware of your abilities. And I think that's beautiful. And I think you're from this kind of chaos energy with this like King of Cups is actually spurring you into this Magician where you're now, well, how am I creating this next aspect of my life? What am I doing here? What do I want? You're kind of a little bit more, you're getting more clarity on the things that you want out of your life or the way you want to be treated. I feel like there's more clarity and more standards that are going to be coming from this going forward, which I definitely think that's very important. And you have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And I feel like this is going with your challenge here with the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups, is that whatever this situation represents for you, just don't close off your heart. Don't automatically assume that you're always going to get treated like this, or don't assume that the next person coming in, maybe they're going to try to treat you like this, but at least, as soon as you see red flags, then but don't close yourself off, Don't close off your heart, because I think this really came from a very, a good place from you, whatever this was. I think there was a lot of really good intentions, and I think unfortunately you got the short end of the stick, Gemini. But I don't think you should just close yourself off. Now, you have reflection. Friendships in your life may come to an end. Others could blossom and become stronger. And I definitely think for some of you there are some endings with some friendships. But you know what? Sometimes when we go through things, we realize who our real friends are. So there might be some surprises with that. There might be some unexpected unhappiness as well with that. And for some of you, honestly, your challenge could be, let's say with the Ace of Swords, let's say your friend or whatever, there was some funny business. It also could be that you need to realize that this person isn't good for you. You once thought you might have had a good connection with the Two of Cups with this person, and you maybe are starting to, or your challenge is to start seeing them in a different light, maybe seeing them for what they really are, depending on the situation. You'll know for yourself, because, the cards have multiple meanings, and this is general. I'm trying to get as many things that come into my brain, regarding whatever. But if you see something different, you always trust yourself, guys. You always trust yourself. But I think you might be going through a reflective phase. I feel like the star is also recommending reflection, because this is all about kind of hopes and dreams. But I think also in the reverse, to me, at least, it could also be like, okay, now reflecting on the past, or reflecting on the situation that kind of brought you to this mess, or kind of brought you to this point, and maybe seeing it from really what it truly was. And maybe some of this was you were too much burdens, too many other people's burdens. They weren't your dumpster fires, and you kind of were trying to fly in like Captain Save-A-Ho and, put everything out, and it just backfired on you or something. Because I really feel like you guys were trying to be helpful, and something happened where it did not, your good intentions didn't work, unfortunately. And boundaries. Put a ring around yourself and your energies. And I think this is saying that going forward, you're going to have to set up these boundaries, potentially if it's the same person, because sometimes we can't just cut people out of our lives. We still have to deal with them, but you're going to have to put up some kind of boundaries, within either yourself or whatever situation going forward. So that's always good advice, though. And then we have solar plexus chakra, manifestation. Manifestation is the fruition of confidence and belief. And this is going with the Magician here. He's all about manifesting. He believes he could do it. He's going to figure it out, and he's going to manifest it. So I definitely think this is really, really fitting for you guys, because I feel like you are going to be manifesting. And even with the stars, kind of that manifesting energy as well. Even if it's in reverse, I think it's about reflecting and kind of acknowledging certain things. But from that, you can gain more clarity as to what do you want? What do you want, Geminis? What do you want in life? What is your happiness? Now we have rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. And I feel like some of you kind of hit some type of bottom with something, and now you're trying to move forward with it. So, and now we have take a 5-minute mental vacation. It's duck this shit o'clock. And you know what? Honestly, sometimes I think some of you need to have that. So if you need to have a duck this shit o'clock moment, you have that. Now, let's see what Bob Ross has to say for you. He says, go out on a limb. That's where the fruit is. And I think this is saying do not close yourself off. Like you had something else here about forgiving and learning. So do not close yourself off in the future, but just, I don't want to say be smart about it, because like sometimes you're going to get screwed again. Unfortunately, that's what life is. But sometimes I think when things are trying to screw us again, if we've gone through it once and we're paying attention, you can kind of see it happening again, and you can adjust the trajectory where it's not so bad, or you can be a little bit more in control of how you're steering that mess. So, but I think this is saying that sometimes you got to take a chance in life, and you see how it goes. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and you know, sometimes the lessons are a little harder than others. But if you don't go out on a limb, you won't know. Because I definitely feel like if this resonates with you, this kind of good-hearted soul type of energy that I'm getting here, I think this is going to be very beneficial. I think it's beneficial to you and others, but I think you just have to be a little bit more aware about boundaries or whatever, you know? And then for your little affirmation you have, today I'm powerful. Today my potential to succeed and conquer challenges is limitless. And this is beautiful. And I think this is saying with this kind of strength here, the Knight of Wands, even the Magician, I just think that you are able to overcome. You're going to get through this. And you just have to remind yourself that your abilities are limitless. Your capabilities are limitless. So that's beautiful. Now for your stress relief and self-care card, we have cultivating happiness. Objective, finding something you feel happy about. Think of a happy memory. Bring a big smile to your face as you focus on this memory. Try to really focus on the memory by remembering where you were, who you were with, etc. Sit in this happy moment for as long as you feel the need and let me read that again. Sit in this happy moment for as long as you feel the need to and feel the love. Now, I really feel like whatever the situation was may have been a little bit of a disaster. But I think that you might have, because I feel like this is kind of like a good-hearted type of thing. So you probably tried this before with somebody else, and maybe something worked in the past. Maybe, so you're not like totally closing yourself off in the future. Just remind yourself that if you did help somebody or help a situation, or remind yourself of a time where you didn't get screwed, you know, so you're not closing yourself off. So you can remember, like, you know what, I did a good deed, you know, I tried my best, and this was the result, and I really helped somebody, or I helped a situation, and I felt very proud of myself, you know. So you're not going to always be on guard. I mean, you got to be on guard, but you got to, like, situation by situation. So I definitely think that if some kind of happy memory, if you need to think about, it's probably very beneficial to kind of help you remind yourself that, like, you know, like you're doing a good thing, even though sometimes people are not nice people. Now, let's see what spirit of the dish shall be with you during this situation. You have the spirit of the root, which is the spirit of the carrot. But I feel like this is you getting to the root of the problem. Okay, for your dinner and a movie, we have comedy, films, and American food. For the energies that you either need to tap into currently or be aware of, we have Cancer, and this is all about like emotions and habits. So there might be some type of emotions and habits that you need to be a little bit more aware of at this time. And you also have Virgo, and now Virgos, I see them as being very, very organized in a sense. It's about communication and your thought process, but I feel like they're very, I don't want to say analytical people, but I think they are very, very organized, and they have a lot of capabilities. And, sorry, my phone was ringing and I kind of got a little sidetracked there. They are very, very organized. So I feel like you also have to maybe be a little organized in your thoughts. And I feel like you might have to be a little analytical about even your emotions or habits at this time, or things going on for you. You might have to kind of see it a little bit more, I don't say non-emotional, because I'm not saying Virgos aren't emotional, but I feel like they're going to be kind of coming with a little bit more like this logical aspect. So you might have to see it a little bit like that. Now, we also have here, we have Saturn, and this is about restrictions, responsibilities, and life lessons. And then you have Jupiter here, which is about expansion and good fortune. And you have 2 ninth houses, which represents higher education, growth, expansion, religion, and philosophy. And then you have the number 2 here, which is an even number. So that means the special guest that'll be answering your question today, Gemini, will be Mr. Predicto. Think of those questions. He'll be out here shortly. So we have H, F, F, A, L, I, S, N, and we have 8. And you have the cat with the heart. And I feel like this is saying that, like, I just think you got to give yourself love, you know, because this cat wants to give you love. There might be somebody in your energy, your cat, your dog, your fish, whatever, the plant, you know, your favorite tree down the street, whatever, your mom, your dad, whoever, whatever. There might be somebody that like really appreciates you. This is what I'm getting from this cat, because like this cat to me, he's like really appreciating his other, like his person or whatever. So I think there's somebody that really appreciates the work you do, the effort you do, or the caring that you give. And I think if you're feeling a little bit taken advantage of, I just feel like this is saying to remember that, you know, there are people or little beings that appreciate you and love how you are. And not everybody's going to do this to you. That's what I'm kind of getting with this. And maybe like if you have a cat, give him a hug, or if a dog or whatever you have, even if it's a stuffed animal, just like give it a big hug, because I feel like you need a little bit of cuddles right now. And we have wisdom, and I honestly feel like yeah, this is the School of Hard Knocks over here. I feel like some of you have gained some type of wisdom regarding this situation, and sometimes wisdom, it's not easily learned. It's rough. Wisdom to me is like you actually went through the experience. Knowledge is like, okay, you read a book and you have understanding of it, but wisdom is actually understanding it fully. And the only way to understand something fully is to really go through the trenches with it. And I feel like you've gained some real deep understanding, knowledge, and wisdom of this, and it maybe even about yourself. So if this was a dumpster fire, if this was a complete mess, at least you can maybe say, like, at least I learned something. I learned it the hard way. I don't want to ever learn it again, but at least I kind of gained some wisdom here from this disaster. Okay, here he is. Now, Geminis, think of your questions, and we shall ask. Oh, Mr. Predictive, the most accurate prediction device to ever run off of batteries. What is the answer to Gemini's question?
Yes, I am sure.
Okay, so just in case you didn't hear him, he said, yes, I am sure. Mr. Predicto is a man of many words, and those were the words he chose to speak here today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, year, lifetime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.